Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jurassic Park 101 show with your host, me, Emmanuel Styles. Hope you guys have had a great week, and I thank you very, very, very much for tuning in to this week's episode. So, without further ado, let's get right into this episode, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back. So before we get into the Chicago Bulls game, gotta tip my hat off to Chris Boucher of the G League, playing for Raptors 905, who averaged 27.2 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 4.1 blocks per game. And he won Defensive Player of the Year and the NBA G League MVP. And it's never been done where a player has won both awards in the same season. So this guy, he's making moves, clearly making history. So respect to Chris Boucher. So anyways, back to the Chicago Bulls game. As you could imagine, the Toronto Raptors beat the Bulls. The Bulls suck. There's no other way that you could put it. They're just not good. At the time of recording, they have a record of 21-57. They are 13th in the East, which is just terrible. It's not good, as I said. And the Raptors, at time of recording, 55-23, second in the Eastern Conference. If you don't know, both teams are in the East. And obviously, if you were around back then, I was not around back then with the Michael Jordan era and, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. So, that team was overpowered team. It was ridiculous, right? And, they won championships. So, Michael Jordan, obviously, you know who that is, right? So, he's gone 6-0 in the finals, meaning he's won every single finals he's been to, going to 6 finals and taking home 6 rings. So, he won 3, and then he retired, and then came back and won 3 again. So, that's whack. Because, it's just crazy. But now it's a shame because, the Bulls aren't that good anymore. And it's the same to say with the Lakers as well. I don't think the Lakers, I think they're better than the Bulls, to be honest. But still, when you had that Shaq and Kobe era like that, they were just really good. And then now, not just obviously both teams could, turn the ship around. But I think the Lakers are better than the Bulls because, LeBron James, you have the LeBron effect on teams, which is always a good effect. He's always helping out the team he's on. And, the Lakers young core. But this is not about the Lakers. Anyway, so, this was a home game, Scotiabank Arena. Raptors won 112-103, which I said is no surprise considering the Bulls, just the Bulls. They're not good, as I said. So the top performers in this game, Shaquille Harrison. So he had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 0 blocks. Kawhi Leonard had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. So, starting lineup for the Toronto Raptors consisted of Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol, Danny Green, and Kyle Lowry. So, Pascal Siakam recorded 21 minutes with 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, shooting 60% from the field, and he did not take any 3-pointers. Kawhi Leonard played 22 minutes. He had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 steals, and he was shooting 40% from the field and 0% from the 3-point line. Marc Gasol played 20 minutes. He had 2 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 1 turnover. He was shooting 16% from the field and took no 3-pointers. Danny Green played 15 minutes. He had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and he was shooting 75% from the field and 66% from the 3-point line. Kyle Lowry played 21 minutes. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 5 turnovers. He was shooting 55% from the field and 57% from the three-point line. So obviously you can tell that, the starting lineup aren't getting the usual minutes, which, you got to rest them, cut down on their workload because you already solidified your spot in the playoffs. So there's no need to keep deploying your big players night in, night out, playing the full minutes. So, got to get the younger guys or the guys that don't get to play as much, get them a chance to shine and show what they're made of. So over to the bench. So OG Anunoby played 24 minutes. He had 10 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. Serge Ibaka played 22 minutes. He had 16 points and 8 rebounds. Jeremy Lin played 19 minutes. He had 2 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. Patrick McCaw played 17 minutes. He had 4 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. Norman Powell played 25 minutes. He had 20 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And Freddie VanVleet played 25 minutes. He had 7 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. Now over to the Chicago Bulls, where they had Selden with 40 points. 40 minutes. He had 20 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Lauri Markkanen played 16 minutes. He had 10 points and 9 rebounds. Robin Lopez played 25 minutes. He had 10 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. Harrison played 33 minutes. He had 15 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Arcidiacono Akono played 29 minutes. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. So, obviously, as I said, for the Raptors, they don't need to play their big guys on their regular minutes. Kind of rest up Kawhi Leonard because, as you know, regular season, he did not play every game, obviously, because, I thought, my opinion, I think it was because of the, last season where it's not that he played terrible, he just had a terrible season in general because he only played 9 games. And, that's never a good thing. But, I hope there's no way he's going to be taking any games off in the playoffs because he's a very, very valuable asset. And you want to know more about him and his numbers and his stats, you go to the first episode of the podcast where I broke down the trade between DeMar DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard. So that is it for this segment, and I will be right back. All right, guys. So this next game is against the New York Knicks. They're in the Eastern Conference, as you know, 15th to be exact. They have less wins than my age, with a record of 15-62. That's garbage. Pathetic, trash, terrible. They suck. Yeah. It's just there's no other way to put it. Can't even sugarcoat a record of 15-62. 15 wins and 62 losses. That's wow. Just wow. And it's even worse because, they're in New York. New York's just a popular city, tourist attraction in the States. And then you have, Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Nets, right? And it's pathetic because the Nets they're doing way better than I expected. I didn't think they would make the playoffs. But hey, they are. And it's just they're doing well. They're doing really, really, really well. With right now, they have a record of 39-39, and they're sitting 7th in the East, right? And D'Angelo Russell just loss of words. He's going crazy. He's really, really putting the team on his back. Obviously, the other players are doing well, especially Jarrett Allen as well, right? But D'Angelo Russell, that guy has ice in his veins. So obviously, it'd be a shame if they didn't make the playoffs because, all those clutch moments, it'd be a shame if all that was in vain. Actually, I like how that sounds. I'll say it again. It would be a shame if all of that was in vain. So the Raptors won this game 117-92. So, all right, the top performers of this game, Pascal Siakam and Mitchell Robinson. P Skills, aka Spicy P, aka Pascal Siakam, recorded 31 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Mitchell Robinson had 19 points with 21 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. So now over to the Toronto Raptors starting 5, which consists of Pascal Siakam, Danny Green, Marc Gasol, Kyle Lowry, and Fred VanVleet. Pascal Siakam recorded 31 minutes. I'm just going to say it again in case you missed it. He had 31 minutes with 31 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 0 turnovers, shooting 57% from the field and 33% from the three-point line. Danny Green played 20 minutes. He had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal with 1 turnover, shooting 55% from the field and 62% from the three-point line. Marc Gasol played 23 minutes. He had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal with 1 turnover, shooting 0% from the field and 0% from the three-point line. How he got those points were by free throws. He went 2 for 2, 100% from the free throw line. Kyle Lowry played 25 minutes. He had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He had 2 turnovers, shooting 30% from the field and 14% from the three-point line. VanVleet played 32 minutes. He had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 0 turnovers, shooting 30% from the field and 50% from the three-point line. Now over to the Toronto Raptors bench, which consisted of Boucher with 5 minutes, 3 points, 1 rebound. Ibaka with 24 minutes. He had 10 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist. Jeremy Lin played 25 minutes. He had 12 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Patrick McCaw played 18 minutes. He had 3 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Jody Meeks played 5 minutes. He had 6 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Miller played 7 minutes. He had 5 points. And Powell played 22 minutes with 11 points and 3 rebounds. Now over to the terrible, lousy, pathetic Knicks. Dawson had 29 minutes. He had 9 points and 5 rebounds. Mario Hezonja played 20 minutes. He had 8 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. DeAndre Jordan played 19 minutes. He had 3 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Kevin Knox played 26 minutes. He had 9 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. And Emmanuel Mudiay played 25 minutes. He had 11 points, 1 assist, and 4 rebounds. So, as I said, the Knicks suck. I really hope they do tank. They're tanking because if they're not tank, I'd never promote tanking because I would never want to lose on purpose. But in their situation, I hope they're not trying to win games because if they actually are trying to win games, they got bigger problems on their hands. Indeed, much bigger problems because that record doesn't show a team that really wants to win. That's a terrible record. But I mean, the possibility that they do get Zion number 1, it could happen. Obviously, he'd help out a lot considering they're terrible, right? But if they don't get Zion, I mean, there's still other options they can get that help. You have Ja Morant, you have RJ Barrett as well. Hey, they can end up getting Taco Fall. That guy's 7'6". That's madness. 7'6". That's crazy. And there's just rookies or people that are going to be in the draft that they can get that would obviously help the team out a lot, right? But hey, if they don't get anyone good, or if they do get someone and it so happens that they're a bust, which I hope they aren't, it'll be the exact same as this season. So hopefully they do get someone who's not a bust and they live up to the hype. But I honestly hope that happens because it's pathetic what the Knicks are doing out here. Not good at all, and I will be right back. All right, guys. So this is not even a game segment. This is just my opinion. Actually, I might even call it that. If you guys want me to call it my opinion, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well. So obviously, the Golden State Warriors are deadly. Their depth is crazy. Their starting five crazy. It's like Space Jam, but the Monstars, right? So you have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, KD, Kevin Durant. If you don't know, Draymond Green and DeMarcus Cousins. So that's whack. And they're the defending champs, and obviously a lot of people have them as their favorites to win it again, which I mean, understandable, obviously, because of who they have on their team. So, okay, if one team can bring down the champs, I think it'd be the Raptors. But I honestly, not just because I have a podcast about the Raptors, but I actually think so. Um, because why? So you have new coach, right? Nick Nurse doing great things with the Raptors. Well, I mean, it's only regular season. It's only been the regular season. So he's been doing well in the regular season. Obviously, you don't know about that in the playoffs. But, Raptors never been to a finals in franchise history, which not good, obviously. Um, so they don't have the experience, right? But they do now. Obviously, trading DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl for Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard, who are champions. And as well, you have Patrick McCaw, who was a two-time champion as well. He has 2 rings with Golden State. So, and then you have Kawhi and Green with the Spurs. So obviously, experience is not an issue anymore. So as I said, and then DeMar DeRozan or Kawhi Leonard brings that whole new level of defense to the team, which we didn't have. And we have newly improved Pascal Siakam, who I think would be very important. Honestly, everyone would be important. It's like him, Ibaka, Kawhi, Lowry. Just everyone has to play really well, right? Especially Ibaka, because Ibaka, although sometimes he has his off nights, which player doesn't have off nights? I mean, James Harden doesn't really have much off nights, but so Ibaka's not Harden. But anyways, so obviously Ibaka, you've seen him, he has some off nights. But when he has good nights, he crashes the glass and gets a lot of rebounds with points. And he obviously can help the team out a lot, as well as Kawhi Leonard, who proven an all-star, won the championship, he won that finals MVP for that series, right? So, he is a really good player. But again, my opinion, I'm not gonna say they're gonna beat the Warriors, but I'm not saying they aren't, because I think they do have a pretty nice chance. But then again, before you get to the finals, you have to get to round one. You have to get to round two. You have to get to the conference semifinals. You have to get to the conference finals, and then you have to get to the the finals, of course, where potential Raptors, Golden State, that'd be amazing, right? Who doesn't want to see their home team in the finals, especially Toronto Raptors, who have never been there? And honestly, I do think this is their best team they have ever had so far, especially with Pascal Siakam improving himself a lot tremendously, which I mean, it's just I didn't I just never seen that before. Someone improve so quickly, so much. Obviously, coaching staff has a lot to do with that. So hats off to the coaching staff for developing a star or a hidden gem. So obviously Golden State's gonna be hard. Golden State's they're a good team, but I do think the Raptors do have. I think they have what it takes. And even if they don't win, I still think they can go pretty far in the series. I don't think they'd get swept. Um, I think it'd probably go to if they were to lose, I think it'd probably lose in game 6 or game 7. But you gotta be optimistic. So I'm not thinking like that. I think they will win, and I will be right back. All right, guys. So this next game is against the Chicago Bulls, and I'm already I already spoke about them in the first game of the podcast, and they're still bad. So yeah, Toronto won 124-101. And this was an away game in the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. So the best players from each team, Serge Ibaka and Walt Lemon Jr. Ibaka had 23 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block, while Walt Lemon Jr. had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 1 block. So the starting five of the Toronto Raptors consisted of Serge Ibaka, Danny Green, Marc Gasol, Kyle Lowry, and Fred VanVleet. So Ibaka, again, if you missed it, he played 28 minutes, had 23 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. He was shooting 62% from the field and 40% from the three-point line. Danny Green played 19 minutes. He had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover, shooting 60% from the field and 100% from the three-point line. Marc Gasol played 29 minutes. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 0 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover, shooting 54% from the field and 75% from the three-point line. Kyle Lowry played 28 minutes. He had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals, 0 blocks, 3 turnovers, shooting 20% from the field and 20% from the three-point line. VanVleet played 33 minutes. He had 23 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 0 blocks, 2 turnovers, shooting 60% from the field and 37% from the three-point line. And, obviously, as I said, the big players are not playing, which obviously makes sense. Why? Because, season's basically done, right? You have a few games left before you have to kick it up into overdrive in the playoffs. So, before I get into that, the bench for the Raptors. So, Boucher played 3 minutes. He had 1 rebound. Jeremy Lin played 23 minutes. He had 12 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Lloyd played 6 minutes. He had 2 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Jody Meeks played 28 minutes. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds. Miller played 10 minutes with 0 points, 0 assists, and 0 rebounds. Norman Powell played 28 minutes. He had 15 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. So the starting five for the Chicago Bulls. So you have Arcidiacono with 18 minutes, 8 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. You have Harrison with 31 minutes with 15 points, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. Robin Lopez with 23 minutes and 2 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Sampson with 21 minutes. He had 7 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And Selden with 20 minutes, 9 points, and 2 rebounds. So, there's not much I can say about this team because I already did everything I already said in the first segment. So I will be right back with the next game, which is against the Orlando Magic. All right, guys, this is the end of this week's episode. And, I need you guys to do me a big favor. And that favor is subscribe, share everywhere, share everywhere. Share the podcast with friends, family. Subscribe on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts as well, and rate 5 stars, please, and leave a nice comment. Help the podcast grow, and it will be very greatly appreciated. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. It's been a great time. Hope you guys are having a great week. And peace. I'm out. Later.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.